How are we doing, folks? Come on in, and welcome to my kitchen. The East Coast kitchen is an absolute honor to have everyone here on Wear Red Day. It is a true honor. I am so fortunate to be surrounded by amazing women in my life, and it's so important to me that they remain healthy for a long time. So today, I'm gonna be showing you a recipe that is a staple in our house. I love this recipe. The reason I love it is not only is it healthy, yes, of course it is, that's very important, but also tastes delicious, which to me means a lot. So today what we're gonna do is we're gonna walk through how to make a customizable family dinner that I guarantee people around the table at your house will love. So we're gonna be doing a customizable chicken burrito bowl. It is delicious, it's easy, and it's healthy. I'm following all the tips that I just saw Angela mention as well from the grocery store. So I incorporated that when I went to the grocery store to pick up ingredients for this recipe. So I'm really excited about this. So before we start getting to cooking, let's just talk flavor, because we know we've got the health stuff on lock after listening to Angela. I just want to talk about flavor and how we can develop more delicious foods, which I believe makes it easier to eat healthier. It really, to me, comes down to a few things. Salt, fat, acid are such important ways to build flavor. That's how we build flavor. That's how flavors are recognized on our tongue. You want to make sure that you're seasoning your food correctly. I use kosher salt. Don't overdo it here, but always add just a little bit, because that is what's helping your tongue recognize flavor. Salt is absolutely key to what you're cooking. From there is this fat. You always want to make sure that you have a lovely fat element, and there's loads of healthy fats that I use in my cooking that just elevates whatever that you're cooking. A big one for me is olive oil. It's a very nutrient-dense, heart-healthy fat that I love, but you could use Greek yogurt, you could use avocados. These are great fat sources that, again, round your tongue and create flavor, and it interplays with the flavor of acid and salt as well. So fat is crucial. The next piece is acid. It's an absolutely important part of creating flavor. It's kind of that puckering feeling that you get on the side parts of your tongue that make you want to eat more. So for me, what we're gonna be using in this dish, and what I use so much in my kitchen, is citrus as acid. I always have fresh citrus, whether it's lime, lemon, grapefruit, oranges. I'm using the juice, but what I also will do, and I encourage you to do as well, is use the zest on the outside. There's so much flavor in there as well. Other alternatives for citrus or for acid could be a little bit of vinegar. It's amazing to start feeling and seeing the difference in flavor when you start playing with that salt, fat, acid, heat. Other ways to add more flavor, and I know Angela mentioned it, is adding fresh herbs. I love fresh herbs. I traveled through Southeast Asia about 10 years ago, and I got woken up to the power and deliciousness of herbs. So we're gonna be using cilantro today. We're gonna use basil, parsley, whatever you can get access to. In the summertime, I have full garden beds filled with herbs, and it can transform anything that you're cooking. So those are just a couple tips to keep in mind as we dive into making this very easy weeknight customizable burrito bowl. So let's do this. So what we're gonna do is, I love making dishes on my Instagram page, Andy's East Coast Kitchen, that are all about how do I get something delicious on the table quickly for my family at the end of the day. So that's exactly what this is gonna be. So the ingredients that we're gonna be using off the top is, I've got some skinless, boneless chicken breasts that we've got set right there. So get that out in front of you. I'm gonna be cooking again with eyes, with my eyes. I wanna see lots of color in this dish. So we're gonna be using some of these beautiful peppers that I have in front of me. We've got a little bit of red onion, a little bit of garlic, and then we'll add in those spices. So let's just get going here on the prep. So what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna slice up the chicken breast into bite-sized cubes. Get that all sliced up and toss it directly into a bowl. Now what I'm gonna do is dice up these peppers. I'm gonna take out the seeds on the inside, give them a chop, toss them in with the chicken. Last step, I'm gonna dice up some red onion, toss that in. I'm gonna season with a little bit of salt, some olive oil, a little bit of lime juice, some lime zest, and I'm gonna add in some cumin. I love cumin as a flavor. It's a big, bold spice that I love. I'm gonna add in a little bit of chili powder and a touch of smoked paprika. So it's giving us that south of the border style Tex-Mex flavor that we all know and love in burritos. So using my hands, we're gonna mix this all together. I'm gonna get it onto the sheet tray, and I'm gonna place it into the oven that's preheated to 400 degrees. I'm gonna let it cook for about 30 to 40 minutes, or until the chicken is fully cooked through. So let's get that out of the way, and then we'll clean up and we'll kick on with the next part of the recipe. Okay, chicken is in the oven. We are rocking and rolling. I love this dish. The smells are starting to come already. It's all very exciting. Okay, so next up, what I'm gonna do is I've got some brown wild rice that I'm gonna be using here. I'd say just follow the package instructions. Get the rice cooking. It generally takes around 30 to 40 minutes, so factor that in. Get that set, and it'll be ready at the perfect time when the chicken is done as well. Okay, so we get the rice essentially done. We've got the chicken essentially done. Let's start building more flavors and colors here. So what I have right in front of me, I've got some canned black beans. Nothing wrong with canned beans at all. What I would suggest is when you do open the can, make sure you rinse off the liquid. It will remove a lot of the sodium. So I've got that ready. I love having these individual bowls so people can build their own bowls. I do this with my kids. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it gets them involved in building the flavors that they love in their bowl. I also have here some canned corn. You can use canned corn. Frozen corn is absolutely amazing as well. If it is canned, just make sure you rinse it off. So we've got those set and off to the side. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is actually build two different things that are really, really flavor bombs that you're gonna love. We're gonna do a fresh salsa or a pico de gallo. Very, very simple to make. I've got these beautiful fresh tomatoes. Here's a tip when you're buying tomatoes. Make sure you're buying ones, and I just took it off, that have the vine still on them. That makes them last longer. You get that aroma of the vine themselves, but it just makes a better tomato to have at your house. So I've got 3 tomatoes here. I've got the other half of that red onion that I'm gonna dice up, and I've got a little bit of jalapeno, and I've got this beautiful cilantro set off to the side. So that's really all this needs. That's what this dish is, and possibly a little bit of lime juice, forgot that. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to dice up the tomatoes. If you really wanna get specific, you can take out the watery seeds on the inside. It'll result in less liquid in the actual pico de gallo. So I'm gonna dice up the tomatoes. I'm gonna dice up the onions really, really nice and fine, and then I'm gonna cut the jalapeno. I'm gonna cut off the tip of it, I'm gonna cut it down the middle, and I'm gonna take out all the seeds. That's where the spice lives. The flesh itself isn't too spicy, but if you're very sensitive to spice, just omit, no biggie at all. So I'm gonna dice up the jalapeno. I'll probably add in a clove of garlic, probably a 1/4 cup of diced up cilantro, then the juice of a lime. Mix that all together, add in a little bit of salt to bring all the flavors together. I am telling you, it is fresh, it is citrusy, it is just so lovely. It'll combine so well with all the other flavors. So I highly, highly suggest you make this fresh salsa. Okay, salsa's out of the way. Let's work on the last piece here, a crema. So most times I've seen crema, they would all use like a sour cream. Sour cream can have a lot of saturated fat in it. So I'm gonna be using just plain Greek yogurt. More heart healthy way to do this. If you have avocado, you could use avocado as well. So all I'm gonna do here is just really season aggressively this plain Greek yogurt. So I'm gonna add a touch of salt, a little bit of olive oil, but the juice of a half a lime, zest of a half a lime, and I'm gonna add in probably a tablespoon of your favorite hot sauce. Try to get something with low sodium, but this will just add a nice color, a little piquant, a little spice to it, and it's just really, really lovely to add onto your burrito bowl. So we're in good shape now. We've got the crema, we've got the pico de gallo, we've got our rice ready, we have some black beans, some corn. Use whatever you have in the fridge. If you want to add in some avocado, go for it. I've got some of these amazing pickled red onions. If you want to find the recipe, check out my website, theeastcoastkitchen.com. These are super fun, add a really, really lovely acidic element to everything. I'll probably chop up some additional herbs, maybe slice up some additional lime wedges, but we are there, folks. This is very exciting. That didn't take that long. A lot of the steps could be done the night before or in advance to make your evenings that much easier. But I think we're there. I'm gonna wait for the chicken to be done, for the rice to be done, and then we can assemble. Okay, so the chicken is done, our rice is done, beans are ready, pico de gallo is ready, our crema is done. All we have left to do, folks, is build a bowl. Again, whatever you have in your fridge, haul it out. This is a great time to use up those left behinds. This smells delicious. It looks delicious. I love the brightness, the colors. It's gonna be fantastic. Let's plate up. I love this kind of meal. It's colorful, it's flavorful, it smells amazing. You just know that tastes good. It's bright, it's fresh. I'm really excited for this. Let's dig in and have a bite here. To me, this is the kind of meal you could eat every single day. And the fact that it's actually healthy for me, healthy for my heart, healthy for my wife, mother's, daughter's hearts, that's an added bonus. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Andy Haye. It's been a lovely, lovely time having you in my kitchen. Until next time, see you later.